Hi, my name is Nick with BINSR Pros, and today I'd like to kind of show you our application that we built for realtors to make the inspection period a little bit easier, especially when it comes to getting contractors to come out and do the work. So we're going to split this into a couple different sequences. I want to go over one, the data the app provides so you can use it to inform your clients. We're going to go over the instant estimator. I want to go over the management system for every transaction that you may have when it comes to the inspection period. And then also the estimator tool that we have, as well as a BINSR builder. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's go over the data. So in the app itself, there's a couple of different ways that you can access the data. At the bottom, there's analytics, or if you click the menu button, you can go to analytics there. So while we're here, it'll take just 1 second for the data to appear. It all is live. You can see here that the average job cost is $4,608. And this was taken across 328 different estimates. Okay, and you can also see that the median repair is 3,753. Here it just kind of shows you total repair distribution anywhere from 0 to 10,000 plus, where the majority of BINSRs land. Here we've got the most popular trades on every BINSR, electrical being the most popular. If we kind of scroll down a little bit further, and you can see some key takeaways. Typical repair runs, anywhere from $3,753, with most falling between $2,241 to $7,181. So this will kind of just give you some different takeaways as, you know, and it changes as we continuously do more and more. Here we've got your BINSR benchmark. So 5 most common BINSR repair items by trade. So if you click electrical, or let's go to plumbing, hot water heater, drip pan, hose bibs, loose plumbing fixtures, HVAC. So these are the most popular items per trade. We also have the average repair cost by property type. So here you can see single family, average is $4,558, and you can see that the older the home is, the more expensive the repairs are, and less as you get to a newer home. All right, and same, if we switch it to manufactured home, here we got the different manufactured homes. We can go to townhomes, and you can see that there as well. All right. And you can see different prices by month. Again, we've only had the application running for a couple of months, so this is the only data that we currently have. As the data, we get more data, you'll see, more information, obviously. Okay, so the next thing I'd like to talk about is the instant estimator. So the instant estimator was the primary reason we decided to create the application. We were doing a lot of estimates for realtors, and it does take quite a bit of time to put the estimates together. And a lot of times we're on the field, we don't have time to get those estimates out right away. So with the instant estimator, the way it works is we have a price book that we created with currently over, let's say 450 to 500 items. And there's 1,500 different ways to say these different items. Averagely, there's about 3 different ways per item to say it. So the more estimates we do, if something doesn't match, we update the price book and it adds another way to say something, or if we're missing an item, we add it, increases the size of the price book. So the more items the more estimates we do, the better the system is going to get. So it's only going to get better and better with time. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at how we can put one of these together. So we got some information in here right now. We're going to go ahead and just make up a close of escrow date. Here you can pick the different way you want to pay. We can continue. We're just going to pick, an address. We'll say it's single family, year built, 1988. 2,300 square feet, and then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to pick a BINSR document. I will just upload one that I have here. Let's see. All right, this is a pretty big one, so we'll use that one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add an inspection report. Now, just so you know how this works, the AI reads the BINSR. It does not read the inspection report. If you want, or if you do not have a BINSR and you just wanted to give you prices on the inspection report, put the inspection report in the BINSR upload area. And once you put it there, the AI will read that document. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and acknowledge, review, make sure everything here is correct, and submit it. So it only takes a few minutes really for this to work. So you can see, it's obviously still running. And there you go, it is complete. So we can go back to the agent portal. We're going to go back to jobs. And we're going to refresh the page because it was 8 prior to this. So I'm just going to refresh the page. And now you can see there are 9. So we're going to go ahead and click on this one. And now we're really kind of looking at, now the instant estimate is complete, we're kind of looking at the BINSR management system at this point. Okay, so once you get the instant estimate, now we can manage that transaction. So we clicked on the job, you've got, it tells you the close of escrow. Our target completion date is typically 5 days before closing, right? We want to make sure you have time. We know that you have 3 days prior to do the walkthrough, so we're target at least have it done 5 days prior. So having your close of escrow correct inside is important, so we just make sure that we have it done at least 5 days prior. Gives you the estimate total, but let's take a look and see what the estimate actually looks like. So you can see here that it's got a stem wall. It didn't pick up these 2 items, but it's got a pair of self-closing gate, and that's it. So there's a couple things here that are a little different. We don't have a lot of information on jacuzzis, so we can probably add that in there. Hall, it says hall and hall, laundry, light fixtures, not cycling. So that language that they used is not common. We'd have to kind of go back and figure out what that is. Obviously, the light switch, I'm assuming, is not working, and so we can add this language to that light switch. So next time someone were to say it this way, it would particularly come up. Laundry door has water damage. We do have repairing doors, but we can figure out how we would add this or create this as a new item. And garage side wood trim needs scraping. So we don't say it like that either. So we can add this to one of the items. We do have this repair. It just doesn't say it this way. So like I said, the more times we do this, the system itself just gets better and better. So the way this would work then is once you guys got your estimate in there, within 24 hours, we would go through and review this and then make sure it was correct. And then you would see that, and here it would show as in the cycle, it would show that the 48-hour review was complete. At that point, then you could go through here and pick the items that you wanted to be done, and then pick a payment plan and schedule the work. If it worked with our schedule, we would leave it alone. If it doesn't, we'll contact you and give you dates that work for us to make sure that we can get done, at the right time. And then once the work starts, you'll start seeing before pictures being uploaded, and then pictures will be added once it's complete. And then you can go ahead and check, and there will be a warranty that will show up as well, and you'll have access to that information too. You can also share this with your client if you want. There's a client portal, and there's a link. Your clients can go there, also look at the items, decide what items they want to pick. They can make payment through that as well, and kind of see the pictures and stuff, as they're being completed too. But this is through your client portal that you would have access to. This also, there's an area here that we see on our side that shows waiting for agent owner, access information. So you can put the access information. There's going to be a lockbox mechanical code, or there's a gate code. All that information can be added here. Once our tech has been assigned to this job, their information will pop up on your screen as well. It'll say like, hey, this particular tech is doing the work. This is his name, his contact information. And so, if you had to get a hold of him for some reason, you could also talk to him through the app itself, there is like a chat here, and you can talk to somebody through the chat. All right, so again, the rest of the information here, we've got the overview, which gives the timeline. You've got the actual estimate, which you can, go through it. The newest estimate will always appear here, and then you can pick the items once we do a review of which items you want us to do. You could also download an estimate here, and it'll give you a PDF download of it. So if you want to share it with people, you could do that too. Once you pick the items and you pick the payment, you can schedule the work. Documents are all going to be here. Photos, any sort of billing and stuff that had to be completed would be done here as well. And chat, like we talked about. Okay, so that's the BINSR management system. Now what I'd like to show you is an estimator tool that we have and a BINSR builder. Okay, so I'm going to go back to jobs, and we're going to go to here. You can see photo inspection analyzer. So if I click on that, the way this works is this is just a tool for the agents that they can use. You could take a picture of something that is like some damage to a property and you're curious of what that might cost. You could do it that way, or you can upload a PDF report. So you could put the inspection report in here. And the way that works is it will parse all the stuff out of the inspection report, and you can use it to build a BINSR if you want without you having to type it all out. I'll show you how this works. So again, let's start with we'll make up an address here. Okay, call it single family. I was going to get 31st Street. Okay, and then so we're going to add a photo. So we're not going to worry about a report right now. We're just going to go ahead and add a photo to this. Let me find something here that will work. And I'm going to use this one. It's got like this trim piece that's damaged. All right, and so here's the picture. And you can upload as many pictures as you want if you want to do it off this, and you can just go analyze. And you can also use your phone just to take a picture instead of uploading if you wanted to. Once analyzed, it gives you an idea of what that estimate might cost. So to repair that particular damage, they're estimating $200 to $500. Again, this is not coming from our price book now. This is just AI looking at the picture and determining roughly what's wrong. So it's shown here, gap in exterior siding may cause water damage, potential for pest entry, requires attention. And here's basically the language it may use for the BINSR itself. So if we want to create a BINSR for that right now, we could use, let's see, where is it at? The BINSR, I think this is a BINSR draft. So we can open up the BINSR manager. And again, you could upload the inspection report, or you can just take a bunch of pictures. So this is basically takes a BINSR, the Arizona BINSR document, and it's basically adding the line. So just like in the BINSR document, you got to add the contract date. You're adding the names of the buyer and seller. So I'm just going to make this up. All right, you've got the address of the house. Then the other question on the BINSR is buyer provides seller opportunity to correct disapproved items, or whichever you're going to do, right? So let's pick this one. We're giving them the opportunity, and now we're going to go ahead and download the BINSR. And so let me see. But again, it will download the BINSR, and it pre-populates the whole entire thing. So in this case, it would only have one item on it. We took one picture. It's going to fill in the name, the premise, all that kind of stuff, and it's going to just put together this right here. The other thing you could do is if you were parsing this all out and you were creating a BINSR off the inspection report, you could then just request an instant estimate right off that. So you just created the BINSR. Now you're going to go ahead and request an instant estimate off the items that you wanted fixed within the BINSR. Okay, so you could do that right here. You're just going to basically fill the information out and now submit for that, and then just upload the inspection report. Because you already have the BINSR built, it will just use the one that you just created within the application. All right, so that's pretty much the app itself. Again, it's designed to help make the inspection period a little bit easier. The primary items on it are going to be the analytics, the data you can use to share with your client. You've got the instant estimate, and then of course there will be a reviewed estimate for you. You've got the photo inspector you can use so you can take pictures and get an idea. That BINSR builder, and then you have the warranty itself, right? So you can check the warranty and manage that for your clients as well. All right, so that is pretty much how the application itself works. If you guys have any further questions about, how it works or, anything like that, you can definitely reach out to us, contact us via, email or through the application, and we'll get a hold of you and we can, help you or answer any questions that you may have. I hope that the application makes your inspection period a little bit easier. And if there's anything else you want to add to it or maybe give us some suggestions, again, feel free to reach out to us as well. Otherwise, have a great day and hope to hear from you soon.